Good evening, everybody. So tonight I want to make a video on some books that I really enjoy. I don't know if anyone else out there likes to spend their time reading, but that is one of my favorite things to do. And my favorite genre of books is like novels, kind of like magic. Hold on one second. Okay, there we go. Kind of like magic realism that's one of my favorite genres of books. Magic realism with like fantasy and kind of mixed with reality a little bit, and novels. So I think I've got a good stack of books here that I'm gonna go through. I have two of them that I have not read yet, that I am really looking forward to reading, that I'm going to share with you guys. And then I've got about 5 or 6 books here. 5 books that I want to share with you. Okay, so the first one is, now I've got 3 by the same author because she is my favorite author. Her name is Alice Hoffman. She wrote Practical Magic, the movie with Sandra Bullock and Nicole Kidman. She wrote that story, and that's one of the books I've got here. So I've got Practical Magic. This one is really, really good. It goes into a lot more detail about, hold on one second. Sorry about that. Okay, but it goes into a lot more detail about Sally and Jillian's life, which is the 2 main characters, the sisters. I'm also, the book I'm currently reading right now is called The Rules of Magic, which is the prequel to this. If you have seen the movie, then you know that in the book, or in the story, that they go live with their 2 aunts, who are also witches. Now, the book, The Rules of Magic, that is a story about their aunt's life growing up. But this, as you know, books, they always go into a lot more detail than movies. So this, if you like the movie Practical Magic, I really encourage you to read this book. It is very, very good. The next book we got is called The Red Garden, again by Alice Hoffman. Now this book is, instead of being centered around a person or a family, it is centered around a town. It goes all the way, I think, let's see when it starts. It's a story about different generations living in the same town. It starts from the inception of the town in 1786, and it goes all the way to the present day. And it's a story about a certain house that all the plants in the garden are red. And there's always been like a legend around the garden as to why all the plants are only red. And there is also like a legend about the town because it's like nestled in the mountains and everything. So yeah, this one is a really good book. It was a really quick read. It's not that big. I read this book. This is one of those types of book that just keeps you really intrigued and you just want to keep reading. And so I got through this one very fast. Now another one I got through really quickly is, again, by Alice Hoffman. Her books are magic realism. They are about real life. They have elements of reality, but they also have elements of magic. This one is called The Probable Future. Now this one is centered around a family who, each generation, they have a different power. They have a different magical power. So, like the girl, she can read people's thoughts. And then her mother, her mother can read the thoughts, and she sees when she meets people, she can see how they die. And then, you know, each person each woman in the family has a magical power. And it's a story of like the girl coming of age and trying to figure out her gift and all that stuff. So this is a really good read. Now the next one this one took me quite a while. This one's quite large. It's a good 500-600 pages, I'd say. This one is by Kate Morton. This one is called The Forgotten Garden. This one is about a girl who, as a baby, she gets lost on a ship that is going from England to Australia. She's with her family, and something happens to her family, and she ends up, hold on one sec. She ends up getting lost, and this woman adopts her and raises her as her own daughter. And later on in life, she gets a letter from a lawyer's office in England saying that she has inherited some property. And she gets really confused because she doesn't know anybody in England. As far as she knows, she doesn't even know that she had family there or that she was from there. And so she goes over to England, and she she had inherited a big manor house on a cliff. And behind the house there was like a garden, a labyrinth garden. And you know, through the time of her being there, she ends up, you know, finding out everything about her family and all that. So this is a really, really good read. I recommend this one. And the last one I've got is by Erin Morgenstern. It's called The Night Circus. This one is really good. This one's not that big. It's about a boy and a girl, and they live in the city, and at night this circus pops up, and they end up getting lost in the circus, and then they look forward to going back the next night, and then it's gone, and they go to look for it. This one's really good. Now, two books I want to show you that I have not read but I want to read is A Secret History of Witches by Louisa Morgan. This one, fairly large, excited to read. And then the last one I'm going to show you is by Alice Hoffman again. It's called Blackbird House. I'm really excited to read this one. Again, you could tell the red boots, which is the sign of witch. So I'm excited to read this one. Yeah, those are some books I just wanted to show you guys. And if you have any books that you recommend me read, leave them down below. And I'll be doing this series once a week until I run out of books. I have a lot of books. I've got 3 bookcases full. And I look forward to sharing some more books with you guys. So if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. And I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye.